I'll call to order the January 2023 Public Utility Commission meeting. Our first order of business is to have some oath of offices for our new appointee, Kim Williams, and to reappoint Seth Visser, but I think we'll have to table
Next meeting, yeah.
Seth Visser. So,
If you want to stand and raise your right hand, I'll have you read through the oath.
I, Kimmy Williams, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Minnesota and faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of Commissioner of the Public Utilities Commission, said City of New Ulm, in the County of Brown and the state of Minnesota to the best of my judgment and ability, so help me God.
all right, so our second order of business is to elect officers for the Public Utility Commission for the 2023 calendar year. So I think that the discussion, do you want to make a motion?
Sure, I'll make a motion to appoint Seth Visser as president and Sean Finglin as vice president.
I'll second.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to elect Seth Visser as president and myself as vice president for the 2023 calendar year. Is there any other discussion on that motion? All right then, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. So our third item of business is to approve the consent agenda for January.
I'll make them, unless you want to make,
Any comments that you want to make, Dan? Okay.
I'll offer the motion to approve the consent agenda items.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda for January. All in favor say, any other further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, so now we will talk about our employee of the month.
Yeah, this month, our employee of the month is Greg Keene of the wastewater department. Greg started as a wastewater plant helper in 1994. He was then promoted to a Class D wastewater operator in 96. Chief of maintenance was his next position in 2003, and he is currently, since 2008, he has served as the assistant supervisor of the wastewater department. Greg has an outstanding knowledge of all aspects of the wastewater plant. He displays great leadership and likes to share his wealth of knowledge with his other cohorts. He's also in charge of the biosolids program, and he is meticulous in his care of the biosolids program. Thank you, Greg.
Yes, thank you, Greg. So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to recognize Greg Keene as Employee of the Month for December 2022.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to recognize Greg Keene as Employee of the Month for December 2022. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. All right, now on to new business. We need to set a public hearing for the recodification of the public utility regulation. So the proposed action is to set the date of the public hearing for Tuesday, February 28th, which would be our next meeting, correct? So does anyone have any concern with that? No?
There are a number of changes I'm sure they'll be attached with the public hearing meeting. So.
Yeah, the changes are still in the works, but this is just setting the date because it requires a public hearing.
And so will it be as part of our meeting or will it be?
Yes.
Okay.
Part of your meeting.
Okay. So do we need to take a motion
Yes.
on that?
Yeah,
Okay.
motion to set.
I'll make the motion to set the date of the public hearing for the recodification of Public Utilities Commission regulations for Tuesday, February 28th, 2023.
I'll second that.
All right. So we have a motion and a second to set the date of the public hearing for the recodification of the Public Utility Commission's regulations for Tuesday, February 28th, 2023. Any other discussion? All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So our next order of business is to approve the 2023 commission appointments. So Shannon and I, you and I did the personnel committee. Are you good doing that again this year?
Yes.
Okay. And Mary Ellen, you were the Energy Awareness Commission. You're good. And we're going to assume that Seth is good continuing with the communication or Cable Communication Advisory Board. So with that, I'll take a motion for those three things.
I'll offer the motion to keep the 2023 appointees same as 2022. Or do you need me to? Is that okay?
That'll be okay.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to maintain the same appointments as 2022 for our committee and commission, additional commission meetings. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Oh, I think we skipped one. Yep.
There you go.
All right, our next item is to discuss the MMUA Tom Bovitz Memorial Scholarship. Derek will tell us what that's all about.
Good evening, Commissioners. For anyone who doesn't know who I am, I'm Derek Nelson. I'm the Energy Services Representative with the Utilities. And I'm here to talk about the MMUA, Minnesota Municipal Utilities Association's Tom Bovitz Memorial Scholarship. They've been offering this for numerous years, and we have also been promoting this scholarship for numerous years. And probably for at least a decade or a little more, we've been offering a $500 local scholarship to help promote their scholarships. So they give out scholarships ranging from starting at $500 up to $2,000. So I'm here to ask permission to continue with this scholarship and offer high school seniors a chance at this to write an essay entitled Municipal Utilities Good for All of Us. And if accepted by the local utility, our deadline to the new on public utilities would be April 1st, 2023. And something else I'd like to state would be, I give out all information that I am given from MMUA to the high school guidance counselors, Cathedral, New Ulm Public, Minnesota Valley Lutheran. But I think it's something important to mention that, we may have other high school seniors that are homeschooled or are fully online now. As long as these students are within our service territory, they are also eligible for this scholarship.
So is there any way that we promote it to students in those?
Well,
Different
we
situations?
an upcoming newsletter. I have something. We'll put something on our Facebook page if it's approved tonight. Like I said, I send in the post office and email guidance counselors. So I kind of ask them to help let their seniors at those schools know about this scholarship.
Typically, how many applications do we have?
Not many.
Like 5-ish?
A little less than
Okay.
that. Yeah.
We've always had one.
We've always had one, yes.
Okay.
And honestly, some years it is only one. So, and I kind of tell people that it's worth at least giving it a shot. We've had the winners at some years have only been one person, one essay. So,
I mean, certainly in my tenure, the essays I've read were excellent.
yeah.
And we've had one go further too, right?
Not since I've been here, but yes, there have been. Yeah. Yes.
Well, it's a good program. I'll offer the motion to approve 500 local Tom Bovitz Memorial Scholarship.
I'll second.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve the $500 local Tom Bovitz Memorial Scholarship. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Derek. All right, so our next order of business is to discuss the change in the mileage rate. And Nicole, you're gonna.
Yeah, Commissioners, this is just a change to update us to the IRS rates for 2023. It's a 3-cent increase over the increase that they implemented in the mid-2022, so we'll be up to 65.5 cents per mile.
Wow.
I'll make the motion to receive notice that the city and PUC's mileage reimbursement rate is increasing to 65.5 cents per mile effective January 1st, 2023, concurrent with mileage rates set by the United States Internal Revenue Service.
I'll second that.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to receive notice that the city and PUC's mileage reimbursement rate is increasing to 65.5 cents per mile effective January 1st, 2023, concurrent with the mileage rate set by the United States Internal Revenue Service. Is there any further discussion? Okay, well, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, our next item of new business is to discuss the Coalition of Greater Minnesota Cities Environmental Action Fund. And Chris will discuss that.
Commission President and Commissioners, before you have the Minnesota Environmental Action, or the CGMC Environmental Action Fund. The City Council at its annual meeting on June 3rd voted unanimously to pay the city's portion. We usually split it 50-50. But the one thing that the Environmental Action Fund does is help lobby on behalf of municipalities for really regulations that are based on science and are not just arbitrary. So again, they're very much into going and talking to our legislature about, you know, the lead and pipe inventory replacement. Well, you're asking us to do this, but we need funding. So, you know, they're going to advocate for funding to do the things that they're asking us to do. They're working with the PFAS, which is a very big wastewater issue, and basing the decisions that MPCA makes on science, not on, hey, you just need to do this, here are some arbitrary numbers. So they've done a really good job helping municipalities that just don't have money or time to send people to talk to their legislatures about these issues. And they work with Greater Minnesota, which it impacts more of the city. So this is a very good use of funding, and we do get an update from the coalition twice a year when we go to their summer conference and their fall conference on what they're doing, and update their goals if we need to update them moving forward.
And we've been doing this for how many years?
I think since 2016.
I'll offer the motion to authorize a commitment to submit payment to the Coalition of Greater Minnesota Cities in the amount of $1,765 for the CGMC Environmental Action Fund after January 1st, 2023, and on or before February 1st, 2023.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to authorize a commitment to submit payment to the Coalition of Greater Minnesota Cities, CGMC, in the amount of $1,765 for the CGMC Environmental Action Fund after January 1st, 2023, and on or before February 1st, 2023. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, our next new item of business is to discuss the Northside and Power Plant Substation Remote Terminal Unit Replacement Project. Dan.
Okay, this is the continuation of last year. We did the Center Street and the Fort Ridgely substations. Actually, the Fort Ridgely substation is being upgraded right now. This is in an attempt to eliminate some of that stuff that was identified in both the 20-year study and our other studies that we've been looking at, where we have some things that are beyond obsolete. So we're trying to expedite this, and this was in the budget for this year because they're having some problems getting all of them to talk to one another, the new software to the old software. And this is just keeping on our list of projects. We are not doing the option for the South Side sub. South Side sub was partially upgraded in 2016 with the transformer upgrade that we did then. So that is not dire right now. It is in the budget to finish that out in 2025. So if you have any further questions.
So
So we budgeted 135. It's 19, just the difference in what it came in at versus what we thought.
Yeah,
Just
hardware, they're identifying things like that. It's just, and part of this is they're actually gonna purchase and not mark up, but purchase the hardware that they spec out and send it right through to us, where that was just an engineering estimate last year.
Okay, so there's more to it.
Yeah, so we're actually getting the hardware without another contract this way.
Okay.
That way, nobody makes any mistakes and they're responsible for getting the right equipment.
Any other questions?
I'll offer the motion to authorize the city manager to accept the proposal from Power System Engineering, Inc. to develop plans and specs, acquire and oversee the replacement of the remote terminal unit at the north side and power plant substation in the amount of $198,000.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to authorize the city manager to accept the proposal from Power Systems Engineering Incorporated to develop plans and specs, acquire and oversee the replacement of the remote terminal unit at the north side and power plant substation in the amount of $198,000. Are there any additional discussion? With that, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Our next order of business is to discuss the power plant cooling tower MCC replacement project. Here on this one too, Dan.
Yeah, this is some switchgear. Again, we've been identifying some that's beyond its useful service life. Last year we did, in wastewater, we did the ATAD, and we're about to do the 20th Street. Well, this is another one that is in a very hostile environment for it. It's very moist down there and damp. It's causing a lot of corrosion both in the panels and on the equipment within the panels. So we're opting to get this one moved outside and put in a structure of its own that would be more climate controlled so we get better life out of it. And this is crucial switchgear that is part of our generation package, actually. So, and they're gonna opt up and do it so they can do more things remotely. I think I put that in the action item too. But this also is budgeted. The design is budgeted for this year. Next year, we will be doing the install. And of course, with lead times, we might be asking after the design's done to purchase the equipment because it'll take more than a year to get the equipment.
So how much, so the 65 is both the design and the equipment?
No, just the design.
Just the design, and we're coming in at 46.5?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to consider authorizing the city manager to accept the proposal from Power System Engineering, Inc. for the power plant cooling tower MCC replacement project in the amount of $46,500.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second to consider, well, we have a motion and a second to authorize the city manager. I'm assuming we didn't want consider, right? Okay, we have a motion and a second to authorize the city manager to accept the proposal from Power Systems Engineering Incorporated for the power plant cooling tower MCC replacement project in the amount of $46,500. Is there any further discussion or questions? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, our next order of business is to discuss the Well 26 rehabilitation. Dan again.
Yeah, this project was actually delayed. We wanted to do 2 wells last year, but if you'll recall, we had the raw water main from 20 and 21, that emergency repair, which had 2 of our larger wells out of commission. So we opted to not take another well down when we were already somewhat limited in our capacity. We always had plenty of capacity, but that's how we ended up doing this in 23. On the action item, there's a laundry list of items that the different things we'll be looking at, and we'll be putting in new pumps and motors. These pumps are over 20 years old in this well, I believe. So they're just, again, beyond their useful life and trying to refurbish all our wells to have everything in good working order. Any other questions?
Do you know if we carried forward money on this, or did we spend it all on the
We
2021?
have not carried forward our budgets yet. That's going through.
Yeah.
But we had plenty of money. We were under budget. We had $125,000 in the budget last year for these 2 projects in 2 different accounts.
Okay.
85 in one and 50, I believe, in the other one. And the well we did came in underneath 50, so we should have like 85,000
Okay.
left of 2022
The
dollars.
2022 carryovers will be at the February or March meeting,
Oh, okay. Okay. So this will be part of it then.
more than likely, yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other discussion?
I'll offer the motion to consider authorizing the city manager to accept the quote from Trout Companies for the rehabilitation of well 26 in the amount of $30,604.50.
I'll second that.
All right. So I just want to confirm that the motion
not
is to
considering.
authorize. Okay. So we have a motion and a second to authorize the city manager to accept the quote from Trout Companies for the rehabilitation of well 26 in the amount of $30,604.50. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we are going to discuss the well 21 rehabilitation. Dan.
This one is in the budget for this year, so this is in the right year anyway. And again, this is one of the two wells that was out of commission last year, the raw water line replacement. This is one of our big capacity wells, and this one is definitely getting a new pump and motor, and we've already purchased the VFDs for it. This one is actually being upsized from a 500 gallon a minute pump to a 800 gallon a minute pump. This was identified in our well field study, I think we did in 2016, of the 4 wells that we could potentially upgrade. We've already done 27, 23, 20, and 21 are left. And if everything goes well, 21 will probably do this fall, or 20 will do this fall. Any questions?
I'll make the motion to authorize the city manager to accept the proposal from Schaefer Well Company for the rehabilitation of well 21 in the amount of $38,151.22.
A second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to authorize the city manager to accept the proposal from Schaefer Well Company for the rehabilitation of well 21 in the amount of $38,151.22. Any other discussion?
Again, looking at the budget, is the 38 only part of that 67?
Yes, we're hoping that the second well comes in cheap enough, we can get another one done.
So it's 38,000, but we budgeted for 67?
Yep, and we have 50,000 in
Yeah,
the annual well rehabilitation fund, so
good,
we should have plenty.
yeah.
All right, so with that, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. All right, our next order of business is to discuss funding for the Front Street Gravity Sewer Main Project to the State of Minnesota Capital Investment Bonding Bill or General Fund Financing in the 2023 legislative session. Dan, are you going to discuss this, or?
We can kind of tag team this.
Okay.
I'll touch on the legislative side. So we're requesting a bill to the House of Representatives to be included in the capital investment bonding bill or the general fund financing to finance the Center Street or Front Street Gravity Sewer Main. We've completed most of the project. There is a portion of project that we need to do on the city side. We can't get it into our capital improvement plan for a couple years. That sewer has issues that we need to address, either put money into it to address those issues and then eventually decommission it and do the project. But looking at asking for bonding money so we can just completely eliminate the rehabilitation of it and just complete that project, that last 20% that we need to finish. It's about 3 blocks or so.
Yeah, it's 3 blocks, and part of the rehabilitation that Chris was talking about is in this 3 blocks, there's actually a lift station there that is, well, again, beyond its probably useful life and needs some TLC, which comes into the tune of, we just got our draft report back of about $2.5 or $3 million to refurbish it. Where if we just replace and continue the gravity sewer, we can eliminate it altogether, and that's what we're asking for. We'd like to eliminate it make it a gravity system the whole way down to the 20th Street lift station. And this is the, should I say formality or what you have to do to get it in the bonding bill?
Yeah, so this is just a resolution saying, yes, we want to ask for this funding. We support this project. You know, we're at that point where we can, if we get funding, we can start the project and do those things. And that way they can help put that bill together for us.
I'll make the motion to offer the I'll make the resolution to offer the resolution to request funding from the State of Minnesota Capital Investment Bonding Bill or general fund financing in the 2023 legislative session to complete the Front Street Gravity Sewer Main Project.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to offer the resolution to request funding from the State of Minnesota Capital Investment Bonding Bill or general fund financing in the 2023 legislative session to complete the Front Street Gravity Sewer Main Project. Is there any other further discussion?
So by eliminating the lift station, then we'd be eliminating maintenance costs then? Every year, probably something?
Energy costs, maintenance costs, lots of stuff we'll be eliminating. And nice thing is gravity always works where sometimes something else can break and then we get at the mercy of other things.
Sounds good.
All right. So with that, we'll call the roll.
Commissioner Hillesheim,
Yes.
Commissioner Shaunis,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
and Commissioner Fingland.
Yes. Resolution, what do I say? Resolution carries or passes. All right, so our last order of business is to accept the list of claims for the month.
I'll offer the motion to accept the list of claims paid in the amount of $4,101,747.37.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second to accept the list of claims paid in the amount of $4,101,747.37. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any other business? No? All right. So meeting adjourned.